Hello, boys and girls. Today we're going to read a book called The Bear's Winter House. As you know, bears hibernate in the winter time. They sleep through the winter. But as you will see, the bear in this story is going to have some interruptions. Here it is, The Bear's Winter House. One chilly day at the very end of summer, the hen found the squirrel, the hedgehog, and the pig peeping at something through the bushes. "What are you looking at?" she asked them. "We're looking at the bear," said the hedgehog. "He's behaving in a very strange way," said the squirrel. "Climb on my back and have a look," said the pig. So the hen fluttered up onto the pig's back, and there, through the bushes, she could see the bear running off into the woods and returning with armfuls of large branches and logs. "But that isn't all," said the squirrel. And it wasn't. For then the hen saw the bear scrape up some soft moss from the ground and put it in a neat pile. Dying to know what was happening, they all moved forward. But the bear did not notice them because he was so busy picking up his logs and banging them into the ground. Said the hedgehog. "What are you doing, bear?" But the bear only hummed to himself and began to weave some branches between the big logs. "What are you doing there?" grunted the pig loudly. The bear noticed them and said, "Every winter, when I'm supposed to be asleep, I lie awake shivering. But this winter will be different. Look at this piece of paper." The animals crowded around the paper, and the bear told them that it was a plan for a winter house. "I'm building it with good strong logs and branches, and moss to keep out the wind," he said. "And if you help me, you can share my winter house." The other animals all laughed at this and said that the bear was silly. But the bear took no notice of them and began to fill up the cracks with moss. "We shall see who sleeps well when winter comes," he said. The days passed and winter came. The wind howled, but the bear did not mind. He lay in his cozy little winter house on a bed of nice, soft moss. But the squirrel, who usually spends the winter asleep in a nest of loose twigs at the top of a tall tree, was unhappy. The branches swayed this way and that in the wind, and nearly threw the poor squirrel out of bed. And the hedgehog, who usually rolls himself up in a ball among the leaves in winter, was unhappy at the foot of the tall tree. Although he had curled himself up into a tight ball, the damp leaves would not stick to him because the gale swept them all away. And the pig was unhappy in his sty. The icy wind had blown away all his straw and left him shivering on the cold stone floor. And the hen was unhappy on her perch because the strong wind blew through all the cracks in the hen house and made her sneeze. Can you all guess where Bear's friends are going to go? Let's see. At last, the four animals could stand it no longer. They all walked sadly through the wind and rain to the bear's winter house and begged him to let them in. As he was a very kind bear, he got up from his cozy bed of moss and made a small hole in the wall for them to squeeze through. He didn't even say, "I told you so." The squirrel, the pig, the hedgehog, and the hen all thanked the bear and helped him to fill up the hole in the wall again. And when that was done, the bear gave them all some of his moss bed and said, "Now let's all have a nice long winter sleep." But the other animals were too warm and happy to sleep. "Let's have a party!" they cried. The bear tried to tell him that the little house was too small, but they wouldn't listen. First the pig made them play Hunt the Honeycomb, and when they had turned the place upside down looking for the honeycomb, which was in the bear's bed, the hen got them all to sing songs. The poor bear tried to sleep, but there was far too much noise. After that, the squirrel wanted to dance. The pig was so fat that he made the walls shake, and the hen kept perching on the bear's head and slipping down. What is more, the squirrel's tail kept brushing the bear's nose, and the hedgehog would keep getting under his feet. The little house was much too small for a party. After all that, they made the poor bear play blind man's buff all through October and November and December and January and February, in fact, until March. Then they all put their heads out of doors and saw that it was a wonderful spring morning. "Goodbye, Bear," they called, "and thank you. We'll be back again next winter." But as soon as the squirrel and the pig and the hedgehog and the hen had all gone, the bear took his little winter house to bits and, with his arms full of logs, branches, and moss, he tiptoed to the other end of the forest. And there, out of sight of all the other animals, he built his little house again and snuggled down cozily in the soft moss. "I think I need another 40 winks," he said drowsily as he closed his eyes. And I don't blame him, do you? The end. What do you think, boys and girls? Should Bear let his animals into his house next winter? Would you? I hope you enjoyed the story. See you soon. Bye.